From the Newstalk ZB newsroom, this is News Fix.
In this update, US President Donald Trump is showing no mercy in his trade war. He's just declared he's increasing newly announced global tariffs from 10 to 15%. It follows the US Supreme Court ruling the president illegally used executive power to impose global tariffs last year. Trump called the ruling a disgrace, ridiculous, and anti-American. Back home, and a public memorial has been held in Christchurch today to mark 15 years since the earthquake that claimed 185 lives. There will be a minute's silence at 12:51 p.m. during the service taking place at the Earthquake Memorial on the banks of the Avon River. The names of all 185 victims will be read aloud, and members of the public are invited to lay floral tributes after the conclusion of the ceremony. A Christchurch councillor says he wants to take a look at the city's dog bylaw after an attack yesterday afternoon. 3 people were injured in the attack on Bevan Street in the suburb of Brindwa. One person was critical, another in a serious condition, while the third was treated for minor injuries. 2 dogs were impounded. Fendleton Ward councillor David Cartwright says he will ask staff about current bylaws.
Just to ensure that they are fit for purpose, and if we need to review them, then we need to do it, without delay.
Failure to prevent people living with intellectual disabilities from falling between the cracks. A new IHC report using government data shows increasing rates of injury, diabetes, high emergency department use, and greater exposure to housing pressures. Advocacy Director Tanya Thomas claims there's been little government interest since their similar report in 2023. She says there's a range of areas policy can improve on.
Why are people with intellectual disability more likely to be hospitalised for injury but less likely to get ACC? We want to see schools become really inclusive.
That's news. For sport, and coach Giancarlo Italiano has resigned from his role at the Wellington Phoenix after a 5-0 A-League loss to Auckland FC in the capital. The 6th straight derby defeat to the Black Knights equalled the Knicks' heaviest home loss and was the final straw for Italiano.
When you try your best, you're doing everything you can and it's not working, I think a change is probably the best thing,
New Zealand and Pakistan have shared a point each after their T20 World Cup clash was rained out in Colombo. And the Blues have overcome the Force 42-32 in their Super Rugby contest in Perth, while the Chiefs had a nail-biting 26-23 win over the Highlanders in Dunedin. That is sport. I'm Diana Vezic.
For more news, listen to Newstalk ZB on the free iHeart app.